Everyone, James Keach here, one of your PGA professionals from the Taunton and Pickeridge Professional Shop, and welcome to your Wednesday tip. Okay, so the first thing we're going to focus on is going to be putting. What are the key elements we need to be successful when we're putting? It's quite simple. We need to get the ball started on the appropriate line with the appropriate distance. And to make those two things happen, we also need to be able to read the greens effectively. So over the next few weeks, what we're going to do is address these areas and look at what we can do to help improve these skills. But before we do that, there's one key thing we need to look at, which is very much overlooked by amateur golfers, and it's something that not just in putting, you might not give enough thought to. And that's your ability to be able to strike the ball out of the centre of the club face. If we don't strike the ball out the centre of the club face, it is going to affect our ability to start the ball on line. The putter face is going to twist. And if we hit it off centre, the velocity that the ball comes off the club face is going to severely be reduced, or it is also going to deviate quite a lot depending on your strike location. If we look at what the best players in the world, their similarities with their putting, there's quite a lot of differences, but there is one key similarity we'll always see, is they are able to strike the ball out of the middle of the club face. And this isn't just true with putting, this is true with full swing as well. So let's jump right in and have a look at the first thing we can do to help improve our putting and our ability to strike the middle of the putter face. And this all stems from gaining a little bit more of an awareness of where we're striking on the putter. We might not necessarily know where we're striking on the putter face at the moment, and we might not necessarily know what it feels like to actually strike the ball out the middle of the club face. So the first thing we're going to do is actually play around a little bit to try and gain some awareness of what these strikes should feel like. And it's real simple. All I want you to do is hit a series of putts, just trying to manipulate and change your strike location, just so you can gain an understanding of what it should feel like. So first of all, just purposely try and strike a putt off the toe. Okay, and you'll get quite a distinct feeling there. Then purposefully try and strike it off the heel. Brilliant. And then I just want you to try and strike it out of the middle of the club face. Not really worrying too much about the distance the ball's going or the actual result of the putt. All we're trying to think about is what are the different feelings. And then just make a normal putt. So make your normal stroke you would as if you're out on the golf course, not worrying about your strike location. Okay. And using the information you've got by trying to play around with your strike location, just try and ask yourself, whereabouts did I actually strike that on the putter face? And that will give you a little bit of insight into actually, am I striking out the middle of the putter face, or have I got a little bit more of a toe side bias or a heel side bias? And I can pretty much guarantee any time you've hit a bad putt on the golf course, you've probably never asked yourself, where did I strike it on the putter face? So that's something you then want to take to the golf course. Everything you do in golf boils down to the ability to strike the ball out the middle of the club face first, and then you look at the other elements or the other aspects such as face aim or path. But those are irrelevant unless the ball is being struck out of the centre of the club face. So that's your tip number one, is just quite simply play around with the strike locations. You'll be amazed actually how much you're able to try and manipulate the strike just through having that kind of intent. And it's probably, again, something you might not have thought about when you're practicing. And you've always got to make sure when you are practicing, you have intent when you're practicing with what you're trying to achieve. So just play around with that strike location and just try and figure out and assess for yourself whereabouts you're striking it on the club face, and just try and gain a little bit more of awareness of what a centered struck putt feels like, and what a heel side putt strike feels like, and what a toe side strike feels like. Thank you.